say?
I can say whatever I want. This is my show.
If this is what your show promotes, then we'll have nothing to do.
Yup, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in that situation. Well, let me take you all the way back to 2025.
With it.
Yeah, but previously on Deep Talk. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Deep Talk.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us on tonight. It's a real pleasure and honor.
There are many instances of trauma that slaves had to face.
However, is that a mouse?
No, actually, it's my service animal. It's a hamster.
I think that the enslavement of these beings had an advantage.
Excuse me. What did you just say?
I can say whatever I want. This is my show.
If this is what your show promotes, then we'll have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Deep Talk, where today we're going to be talking about themes of power and guilt in Macbeth and how they affected the characters and why this play still matters today. This episode will be hosted with Khalifa.
Hi everyone, today we're joined by Kareem and Salim. Let's get into it.
Thank you for having us. It's an honor to be here.
So before we talk about themes, let's talk about the characters.
Macbeth starts off as a respected man. He's brave, loyal, and trusted by the king.
Yes, and Lady Macbeth is very ambitious. She pushes him to act quickly. She thinks emotions make him weak.
And what about Banquo?
Banquo hears the same prophecy as Macbeth, but he does not act on it. This shows that Macbeth had a choice.
So we can tell that from the beginning, Shakespeare shows us different ways people react to power. So guys, let's talk about power.
Kareem, how does power changes Macbeth after he becomes a king?
At first, Macbeth thinks power will make him happy. But after he becomes king, he starts to feel stressed. He starts to fear everyone around him. Power becomes something he must protect. It becomes a liability. There's a line where Macbeth mentions that being king means nothing if he isn't safe.
That line shows power turning into fear.
What do you think about this, Hamdan?
I think this is the most important ideas in Macbeth. Macbeth thinks power will give him peace and that power will fix his life. But in reality, it gives him anxiety, it gives him pressure, and it gives him paranoia. And we can see that this happens after many experiences for him.
Thanks, Hamdan. I just wanted to add something to what you just said. He isolates himself. This is important because it shows that power is not the only problem. The problem is the overwhelming effect that it has on Macbeth.
Okay, so now let's move to guilt.
Guilt appears very fast after Duncan's murder. He hears voices at night. He can't sleep at all. Plus, he sees blood on his hands. This shows he knows what he did was wrong.
Lady Macbeth reacts differently at first.
So guilt just doesn't disappear. It waits and comes back stronger. So Kareem, let me ask you a question. Do you think guilt makes Macbeth more human or more dangerous?
I think both. I think he understands right and wrong, but instead of stopping, he continues on.
Yeah, he keeps using violence to make himself feel safe. It makes the situation worse.
So you can see that power pushes him forward, whereas guilt destroys him from the inside. Why does Macbeth still matter today?
Because power still works the same way. People get positions, control, or influence. Then they become scared to lose it.
And guilt still affects people mentally even after when nobody punishes them. People suffer mentally after bad choices.
Yes, you can see this in leadership work and even social media. And when someone crosses a line and gets rewarded, he can easily cross to the next one.
Macbeth shows how that spiral happens, by the way. So Macbeth teaches us something simple but very serious.
That's why his downfall feels realistic. He doesn't lose power suddenly, he loses himself.
And that's why this play still works today. It's not about kings, it's about people.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 3 of Deep Talk. But I have a question for you. If gaining power costs your peace, was it ever worth it? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Deep Talk, where today we're going to be talking about the themes of power and guilt in Macbeth, and how they affected the characters and why this play still matters today. Today I'm going to be hosting this episode with Khalifa.
Hi everyone. Today